Every week, we continuously generate income, and this week will be no different. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Isaiah, and in this video, we're going to talk about our plans for the upcoming week. But if you're new to the channel, this is an income-generating account where our goal is to collect income through selling cash-secured puts, selling covered calls, doing credit spreads, and finally collecting dividends from stable and high-yielding funds. So let's jump right into it. I love selling options. I believe option selling is the best way to generate income. When you sell a cash secured put, you're agreeing to buy a stock for a predetermined price. And when you sell a covered call, you're agreeing to sell a stock for a predetermined price. In either situation, you get paid. So what can be better than getting paid just to agree to buy or sell a stock? But remember, guys, my trades are my opinions. They should never be taken as financial advice. I'm just documenting my journey on YouTube, and I'm glad you're a part of it. So if you're here right now, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment so I can grow as well. Now, let's take a look at all the options we have expiring 12/26. That's this coming Friday. What I like to do is I want to roll these positions farther out. So let's take a look at Rumble, covered call. We have a $7 call. This means we agreed to sell the Rumble stock. We have 200 shares. We agreed to sell it for $7 per share, 200 shares, $7 a piece. Well, I got paid $33 per contract, or $66, just to agree to sell it. But you know what? I don't want to sell it just yet. I'm going to give myself more time, and I'm going to roll it out. I like to go 30 to 90 days. If I look at the 30-day mark here for the $7 strike, I could potentially gather another $76. That's on top of the $66 I got when I opened it, on top of however many times I've rolled this position, because I've rolled positions for years. I showed a video on Saturday to the Premium General Group where I rolled a covered call position alone for a year. So I roll positions for as long as I can just to generate more continuous income, and I'm going to do that for all these contracts. As you can see, I have a ton of positions expiring 12/26, so we will continue to generate income that way, and what we'll do with that income is what really sets us up for success, and let's talk about that. But before I do that, I want to give a quick shout out to the Premium Generals. It is an exclusive group. It costs $10, and in here, I post private content such as educational videos on how to sell cash-secured puts, how to sell covered calls, how to do credit spreads, how to do debit spreads, other educational videos, as well as private portfolio updates. Any moves I make, every trade I make, every purchase I make, everything goes through in the Premium Generals group. And the best part, you get to be featured in every single video. So if you're interested in being part of the community, it's $10. Come check it out. We'd love to have you. You might learn something. Like I said, you get to be in every single video. So with that being said, let's jump back into our video. Okay, back here in the account. So when we generate income, we take that and reinvest it into other funds that are going to generate us more income. So let's take a look first at our ultra yielders. So we have TSYY, which our goal was to get 1,000 shares. We have that. We got that a couple of weeks ago. Every week they've been paying us a nice distribution. We take that amount and then reinvest it into other funds. So $165 will hit the account on Tuesday from TSYY. Just last week, we hit our goal of 500 shares of COYY. We're going to get $125 from them on Tuesday, which will take both of those funds and invest it into other yielders. Now, I don't want to buy any more ultra yielders. The TSYY, the COYY. I also have ULTY, YBIT, CONY, MSTY. I consider that in the ultra tier league where they are going to continue to pay us a nice distribution, but the share price will decrease. I take those incomes and invest them into more stable positions. And that's where the cornerstone funds of CLM, CRF, and PDI, PIMCO Dynamic, that's where these funds come into play. So I utilize the high yielders to generate more income along with the option selling in order to invest into the more stable funds. So we have our CLM, CRF, PDI, which I've talked about in a lot of videos. I want to get 3,000 of each of the cornerstone funds as well as 1,000 of the PDI funds, and we'll continue to make daily purchases on those. On top of that, I recently added T-SPY to the portfolio. This is a high yielder, but I don't have it in the Ultra Yield Club. And I have 30 shares of these. I would like to get that up to 100 shares along with QYLD, which is, where's my QYLD position? There we are. 62 shares. I want to get that to 100 shares as well. Those are my covered calls. Again, those are newer to this portfolio. I've owned QYLD for a number of years. That and PDI have always been, for the lack of a better word, cornerstones of my portfolios. And the Cornerstone funds as well I have owned in other portfolios also. So these are ones that I'm carrying over into this income portfolio, because when I started this account, I think I started it with like $10,000 or so. I completely focused on generating income. Well, now the account is getting high enough. We're still a smaller account. We're at $75,000. As we continue to grow a little bit, we need to get a little bit more stabilization, because if I continue to go all out in high yielders, I'm going to lose the NAV, and the margin I'm trying to take advantage of will depreciate. Now, I won't be able to maximize that. So I need to add stable funds like the PDI, the Cornerstones, QYLD, T-SPY, and I have XPay on the radar. I've told the group, the generals group, I'd like to get it when it's in the 40s. I believe it will get back down there. If it doesn't over the next couple of weeks, I will add it to my portfolio. But I have a ton of buying power on the side with margin, $116,000. I am not going to deploy that all at one time. I like to do small daily purchases that will add up over time. I think it's better to be consistent than try to front end and hope I bought at the right time, because you never know. We could have a huge run down in 26. We could have a huge run up. Either way, I'm just going to be consistently buying, taking that income, and working to grow this account. And then after we get the $100,000 threshold, then we'll start adding a couple growth positions. Those growth positions, and I know, and this is going to come off again as just my opinion, when people call a growth fund that pays a dividend every week, I do not consider that a growth fund. Same with monthly. I just do not view those as growth funds. I'm talking about ones that really don't pay a dividend, or if they do, they pay a small one every quarter, because I want them to go up in price. I'm not worried about the distributions or the payouts from them. I want them to increase account value, to utilize more margin. And then once I cross the $125,000 portfolio amount, I want to add a couple more stable funds like Cornerstone and PDI that pay monthly, but I'm not utilizing them for growth, rather income, but they stay relatively flat in share price. So I have goals for the account, and we'll continue to be consistent with our purchases. We'll continue to roll positions for as much as we can. I mean, it would be pretty awesome as if the end of next year, I'm able to roll all of these positions up until 2027, every one of them, and we just keep generating weekly income that way. I don't open any more positions. I don't put any more collateral out. That's a big thing to remember. When you sell a cash secured put, you're agreeing to buy the stock for a predetermined price. So let's take a look at Hertz here. We sell a $6 put, we're agreeing to buy it for $6. Well, every option contract is 100 shares, so you need at least $600 of collateral. Well, every time you roll the position, you don't add more collateral. That collateral stays there. It's already held by the market until you're ready to actually get assigned, close the position, whatever. So when you roll the positions, you're not adding any extra collateral, and that's why I love rolling positions, because I'm just collecting income without adding any more money to it. That's why, in my opinion, rolling positions is the best way to just generate consistent weekly income. And I know I've already said it, but remember, guys, that's just my opinion, not financial advice. So a lot of plans for the account this week. We'll continue to grow it. We'll continue to generate income. And every week, as you can see, we just have consistent contracts ready to be rolled and maximize even more income into 2026 than into 2027. And I'm hoping by next year at this time, this account's around 110,000. We were at about 45,000 last year. more income, more options, more distributions, more margin, we should be able to beat a $30,000 increase in the next year. Obviously, I can't control the market. I have no idea what's going to happen. Regardless, we'll be consistent, and we'll continue to try to grow the account. And hopefully, again, my goal for next year at this time is to be around $120,000, $130,000. It's a lofty goal, but if we're consistent and we generate our weekly income, I think we can get there. And with that being said, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you in the next one.